food processor, a knife, measuring cups, measuring spoons, and a spatula. You're going to need a bowl to steam your veggies in. Put them in the microwave. Strainer so that you can drain them. You want them pretty dry. A pan to put everything in. And then we want to dry out the tofu a little bit more. So I'm going to suggest that you have a breadboard and you either have a tea towel or you have some paper towels. And I find that that really helps make sure that the quiche is nice and firm and stands up. Tofu, onions, red or orange or green peppers, mushrooms, smoked paprika, curry, turmeric. We're going to make a crust of potato slices. You can use a cup of broth, or I'm going to be taking some broth paste and adding some water to it. Chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, cornstarch, tamari or liquid aminos, some mustard, either Dijon or spicy, and some maple syrup. It's a lot of ingredients, but boy, it goes together really fast. And you can use actually whatever other vegetables you would really like. Oh, hello darlings, Ladiva here. Okay. I'm just putting together a couple of pieces of stuff that I'm going to need for this fabulous quiche. You're just going to love it. Now, if you made the anytime omelets, then you will be way ahead of the game on how to make this quiche. It's really quick. There's a lot of ingredients. Don't let that make you a little frightened. That's okay. But once you put them into the food processor, they whip around really fast. And I'm going to suggest that you use parchment paper in the bottom of the skillet if you're not making this with a pre-made crust, just so I know that the potatoes don't stick. Now you can use the Captain Danger's pie crust for this and put it into a pie dish. That's fabulous. But I decided to do gluten-free this time. So let's get started. Okay, say it with me. Ooh, baby, I have to bake a quiche. I need you to get so hot, like 400 degrees. Or you could just, push the button thing. Paper. Turn your pan upside down and just draw around your pan, just like you did in second grade. And then you just chop it out. This is wider than this, so what's going to happen is it's going to come up the edges, which is great because that way I know that my potatoes will not totally stick to the side. So I can put a spatula in and get underneath that paper. It just makes my life a little bit easier if it goes up the side just a little bit. Alright darlings, now you know that most of the time I do a simple little draining of the tofu, which looks like this. You just tilt the tofu up so the water runs down. So again, the water is running out, not where your hand and your knife are. And I usually just open this up and then I use this and I squeeze the tofu. But with this dish, I really want the tofu pretty dry so that it all hangs together. I'm going to put it on a breadboard with some paper towels. I put a breadboard on top of this. I'm going to let it sit with this while I get everything else together. That's going to make a really fabulous quiche. I'm going to steam my veggies. Here are the mushrooms, and I'm going to steam them for 3 minutes. But after I'm done, I want them about halfway cooked, and then I'm going to drain them because I need to have them fairly dry. Alright, so of course my oven is already turned on, baby. Now let's put the rest of the stuff in. So I'm just going to break this up a little bit in my chickpea powder. And I have dry and wet measuring spoons. You want to make sure that your cornstarch is about exactly or just a little under the tablespoon because otherwise it can become too dry. And then my curry. Now, if you don't really like that much of a curry flavor, then cut back on this, but it makes it a beautiful yellow color, as does the turmeric. And both of them are so good for you. Smoked paprika. If you want to make this really spicy, then you might want to use a smoked chipotle instead of a smoked paprika. And that's my tamari. I'm using my wet measuring spoon for this one, so my liquids go in on one and I don't have to worry about them mixing up. And my mustard. This is my paste. I'm kind of pouring it on top to get it off the spoon. That really helps. And I'm just putting in some sage from my garden that I dried. And it gives it a nice little savory back flavor. Alright, start by putting your paper, your parchment paper, into here. And now you want to just start lining this with potato slices. And you want them sort of close to each other. And you want to make sure they go all the way to the sides. Okay, so I had a couple of pieces of potato left over, so I decided to put them on the sides. And now I'm going to put in half of my batter. All right, so now I'm just going to pour this around here, and that's how thick your batter should be. Now I'm just going to spread it around. All right, now I'm going to put in my goodies. So you can make these really pretty, and you can, do stuff with the mushrooms. I just basically want to make sure that they're dispersed so everybody can get some. Now, if you want to put spinach in this and make it like a quiche Lorraine, you can. Just be sure that you steam your spinach and you dry it really well. Let it drain. This is going to be so good. It smells fantastic. All right, now I'm going to put the rest of my batter in. All right, so now I smoothed it and I put my peppers on. And you can put a little paprika on if you want to. I just wanted to make it a little fun. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. All right, my quiche is browned on top and it looks done. Now I'm going to let it cool for about 15-20 minutes. Hi everybody, Marnie Davy here. The quiche. Okay, this is what I like about the quiche. You can get 8 servings of protein from that pan. And that's about as much protein as you want to get from soy at any one time. That's going to give you a couple of ounces, which is basically what you should get. And it's going to have some veggies in it, which is going to be great. I like the fact that you can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So if you want to get the kids to have it for breakfast, you can put it in the microwave, great. They come home from school, they're always hungry. They can put it in the microwave and great, heat it up, or just have it at a basic room temperature, that's okay too. And if you're an older adult, someone over 50, then you want to have protein throughout the day, and this way you can get a nice little dose of protein throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It kind of works for all of those different things. You don't want a ton of protein, but you just want it throughout the day. Darling, let's try this thing. Now, I'm going to forewarn you, this is not going to come out as cleanly and as beautifully as a pie crust type of quiche because the bottom is going to be broken up because it's slices of potatoes. However, it has potatoes. Oh, this is really creamy, very creamy, and the potatoes are done. Oh my God, this is so... I thought this was good. But this is really good. This is perfect for your brunch. And flavor it however you want. You can take out most of the curry, like 90% of the curry, most of the turmeric. You want that because it's going to give it some color. But you can make this totally savory. You could put in oregano, thyme. I just want to keep eating. Okay, so, oops, sorry. I whipped this for about 30 seconds, and now I'm just going to prepare my pan, which means I'm going to slice my potatoes very thin and put them around. I'll show you how you do that.